Hello Internet, this is round 1 of the Glasgow Regional from a couple of weekends ago. Now, I'm sure you might have seen the Glasgow Aftermath video I put on a little while ago. Probably can tell I didn't do too well in this tournament, so hopefully you'll still find these games interesting. You'll be able to see what I used and everything as well. Each Swiss round will be going on each day of the week. So from today, Monday, through to Sunday, 7 Swiss rounds, 7 days. You'll be getting all of these videos. And, a little bit of good news as well, because, in that Glasgow Aftermath video, I was saying how, I wasn't really enjoying everything, had 0 championship points and whatever. Well, a couple of days ago, I went to a Manchester Premier Challenge, which are always actually tough. There's lots of, Worlds players there. And I got to the final. I came second. So, I've got some championship points finally. So, the ball is rolling, hopefully. Now, this first game of the Glasgow tournament, not super competitive or... anything like that really. I'm playing against Paul McQuillan, who is, the father of Mark McQuillan, the senior world champion. And Paul, he can play Pokemon, but he said that he wasn't really used to this format, and this was the first game that he used, that he played really with this team. So, it's not a super competitive game, this first one. I do like this lead of Hitmontop and Rayquaza. I used it quite a lot in this tournament, but not really when I'm facing down a Salamence and a Cresselia. So I actually bring my Rayquaza back into my Lapras, and I actually go for a Fake Out onto his Salamence, because I don't want any sort of double edge. I mean, if it was a Draco Meteor, then fine, my Lapras is Assault Vest and it could take it quite well. A double edge could do a lot of damage, so I'm just going to go for a Fake Out on that slot. I'm expecting, actually, the Cresselia here to go for a Trick Room, so bringing in the Lapras as well would help if he actually did go for the Trick Room. But, let's see what happens. He actually goes for a Helping Hand, which is perfect for me, because, I suppose it was a risky move for him, but he was probably expecting me to fear the Trick Room, and so, he went for a risky move like that. But I've got my Lapras in here, and it's quite safe, I suppose, as well. My Hitmontop not really doing too much though, but the thing is, I've got my Rayquaza and Ho-Oh in the back, and I don't really want to bring either of them in on a Double Edge or a Hyper Voice. So I'm kind of keeping my Hitmontop in here. He goes for a Helping Hand again, and I'm hoping that he's going to go for a Wide Guard. He's going to go for a Hyper Voice, sorry. So I go for the Wide Guard. Again, I'm only keeping Hitmontop in here because I don't want to switch in anything to take damage, because I know they're going to be super important for me. A close combat on either of these Pokemon at -1 wouldn't really do too much damage either, so I'm just going for a Wide Guard. But my fears are, confirmed. As he goes for this Helping Hand Double Edge, he is at -1 as well onto my Lapras, but... as you can see, it does just over half, which is pretty nice. And the Freeze Dry does take care of the Salamence. If he did, I knew that Lapras could survive anything, even a critical hit there. I think even a critical hit there. Then the Helping Hand critical hit, maybe not. But I was pretty sure that if he kept his Salamence in to attack with, then I could just knock it out with a Freeze Dry there too. A little bit worrying though, because my matchup against other Kyogre is quite compromised if I lose my Lapras or I let it get down too low. So I'm a little bit worried, I suppose. But he actually brings in Kangaskhan, and you might have noticed already that he already megaed his Salamence. So this is why I'm saying, game 1 isn't super competitive, and he just goes for a Fake Out onto the Lapras. Actually, he was expecting me to fear the Fake Out onto my Hitmontop. But again, just like before, I don't want to switch anything into a potential like Double Edge or like an Ice Beam or a Psychic or anything. So I just go for a close combat onto the Kangaskhan, which I'm at -1 from the Salamence Intimidate. And he is a regular Kangaskhan still, so it doesn't just take, doesn't quite take it out. It does a lot of damage. But the Trick Room is up now, so I'm not really sure why he did that. I suppose he has got, thinking to what he's got in his back maybe, but... I've got my Hitmontop here, and I've got my Lapras here, which you'd think are probably both slower than both of his Pokemon, or at least the Kangaskhan. So, again, I don't want my, anything in the back. I don't want Rayquaza to switch in on like an ice beam, or I don't want my Ho-Oh to come in on an ice beam and get frozen or anything like that. So I'm just playing it safe. I'm just leaving my Hitmontop in here. I'm just going for a quick guard in case it gets like a critical hit Sucker Punch on my Lapras. Just, you know, just playing the odds really, because I know that Lapras will underspeed and so outspeed the Kangaskhan and just be able to knock it out from that health. And I do. So you can see I'm actually using Brine here, which is a move that you've probably never seen used before in VGC. But Lapras, it is Assault Vest. It has got sort of I mean, it can actually learn loads and loads of moves. But I felt Brine was quite nice because I am like below half health here even. And when you are below half health, Brine is more powerful than Hydro Pump, and more importantly, it's 100% accurate. And even if you're not below 100%, below 50% health, Brine can one-shot frail Groudon as well. In like, you know, not in the sun obviously. So I've got Brine on there as a second option to Hydro Pump basically. So that's why there's the Brine. But the Kangaskhan goes down, and he actually goes for an Ice Beam onto my Hitmontop, I think. Yeah, oh no, onto the Lapras. So maybe fishing for a freeze or something at that point. So, I mean, he's down to his last two Pokemon. I've still got all four mine, so I'm not too worried, but he is in Trick Room still, and the Cresselia is at full health, so if I manage to stall that Trick Room, then I'm not really going to be able to stop him getting it up again, so I'm still maybe a little bit worried, but he wasn't really thinking too clearly here. He made a few sort of misplays. He protected his Kyogre, which he shouldn't really have done. He was really fearing a freeze dry and close combat knockout onto his Kyogre, in which case, you know, this makes a little bit of sense maybe, but I just go for the double target into his Kyogre. You know, freeze dry, protected. He skill swaps my water absorb away, so at least he can, you know, hit me with some water attacks. And I'm pretty sure I just close combat into the Kyogre, yeah. Again, I'm at -1, remember, so the close combat isn't going to be doing too much damage, but I don't really see why I shouldn't just keep doing this, because Trick Room turns are going down, and as long as I get some good damage onto this Kyogre, then I'll put it into extreme speed range from Rayquaza, and then there's nothing that he can do really to stop me. He goes for a double protect, not really sure why, and we can see here that a combination of freeze dry and close combat doesn't actually do that much damage. His Cresselia going for an Ice Beam on Hitmontop now. Doesn't do too much damage. Here's the close combat. So, you know, it's probably in Life Orb extreme speed range already, but, you know, just being sure. So yeah, so next turn, Helping Hand, and I'm pretty sure that his Kyogre is, yeah, his Kyogre is actually slower than my Hitmontop here, and I don't have Water Absorb on this Lapras anymore, so both of them may be going to be going down here, but Lapras actually avoids the attack, which maybe Lapras would have survived. I mean, it is still Assault Vest, and it is still resisted. I have got, you know, 73 hit points left as well, so I'm not too sure about that, but at this point, I'll bring in Ho-Oh. Can't really remember why. Probably because I didn't want him to like go for a Protect on his Kyogre and an Ice Beam Freeze on my Rayquaza or something like that, and because it was a Trick Room Kyogre, we did see that it was slower than my Hitmontop. I'm, you know, certain I know that my Ho-Oh is faster, so I'm just playing it a little bit safer, I suppose, doing this way. I guess, because, like, if he protects here, then, you know, well, maybe I don't knock it out because I go for a substitute or for whatever reason. But if he gets the Trick Room up, then my Lapras outspeeds it, and, you know, I can just take it out with a Freeze Dry from there. So I'm not really too sure why I went for a substitute there, but, you know, thought I'd just be bit cute about it. I suppose I was expecting the Protect and the Trick Room, which I could have just played it, you know, a bit safer. I don't know, maybe I was a bit worried that the Cresselia would be able to, you know, 1-on-3 the rest of my team, maybe with freezes. I'm not too sure, but I mean, that's the game over. I mean, so this game wasn't that competitive. The next 6 games are maybe a bit more interesting, so you know, the next one will be going up tomorrow, obviously, so Tuesday tomorrow. So, you know, look forward to that. Actually, you know, at this point in the game, we were, you know, just sort of talking. We weren't even concentrating anymore. So, I, you know, wasn't thinking. Just press Brine into the Cresselia, because it is actually the most powerful thing that Lapras can do right now. But I forgot he had Water Absorb on there. But the game's over at this point. I mean, he's not gonna. I mean, there's absolutely no chance that he can win here. So, so he just forfeits after this turn. So, there we go. So that's, you know, that's game 1. That's, a good start to the tournament. I mean, it's always good to get your first game over, especially with a win, to calm the nerves, sort of thing. So I was feeling pretty good. 1-0, it's not bad, is it really? And yeah, so then we go into round 2. So thanks for watching this, guys. Please feel free to like and share and tune in to tomorrow's game if you want to as well. So thanks a lot, guys, and goodbye for now.